Hello students, let's discuss the next topic of our chapter Wave Optics. The objective of today's topic is to study about laws of reflection and laws of refraction on the basis of Huygens principle. The topics we are going to discuss are the very first laws of reflection and second laws of refraction. You have studied in your junior classes that laws of reflection says the incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal all lies on the same plane. The second law says the angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. So these two laws are called laws of reflection. So here the main thing is angle I is equal to angle R. So this is second law. On the other hand, laws of refraction. Laws of refraction says the incident ray, the normal and the refracted ray all lies on the same plane. So there is similarity between the first law of laws of reflection and laws of refraction. But according to second law of refraction, the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is constant for given pair of media, and this constant is called refractive index. So let's see what happens during reflection at a plane surface. So this is wavefront. This gray color is a reflecting surface and light is traveling in the form of wavefront. It strikes the surface and bounces back. So what is happening over there? There is incoming light path which is called incident ray, and these are incoming light waves, so in the form of waves. Each point on the mirror gives off light independently in all directions. So you can see different points, and from these points the light waves reflected back and we are getting new wavefronts. So this is old wavefront and this is new wavefront, or we can say incident ray and reflected ray, and these two angles are also equal. So what is happening over there? Reflection of a plane wave AB, this wavefront, by the reflecting surface Mn, this is Mn surface, AB and CE represent incident and reflected wavefronts. So this AB, this is called incident wavefront, which is incident on the surface, and this point CE, this represents reflected wavefront. So this is on the basis of Huygens principle. Now we are going to prove this law. The first law we are going to prove is laws of reflection at a plane surface on the basis of Huygens principle. So this is the diagram. XY is the reflecting surface. These are the incident light rays, and this direction shows reflection of light waves after striking the mirror. Now AB is incident wavefront, this AB. CD is reflected wavefront, this is the CD point, and XY reflecting surface. Now if C be the speed of light in air, T be the time taken by light to go from B to C, light is traveling from B to C, or A to D, or E to F, and then F to G. So at every time the time taken by light to travel this distance are same, right? Because here light has to travel a longer distance from A to D. Here light has to travel a distance of B to C. But here distance is less, but light is traveling. It is reflecting back. That's why time will be same. So T is the time which is taken by the light to go from B to C, or A to D, or E to G through F. Then, as we know that time is equal to distance upon speed. So here T is the time and EF is the distance. We are talking about this light ray, right? So first of all, light has to travel EF distance. So EF divided by C. C is the velocity of light, plus FG divided by C. Now we can see in triangle AEF, this is perpendicular and AF is hypotenuse. So EF is equal to AF sine I, because this is angle of incidence. Similarly, in triangle FGC, FG is equal to FC sine R. Here this angle is R. So divided by C in both the cases. Now we can write this equation as AC sine R plus AF bracket sine I minus sine R divided by C. Now how we come to this result? See students, this FC is equal to AC minus AF. Here you can see FC is equal to this AC minus AF, right? So what we have to do, we have to put in place of this FC AC minus AF, and this sin R is going to multiply with AC and AF, and ultimately we are going to get this result, right? Now, for rays of light from different parts on the incident wavefront, the values of AF are different, because light can incident at this point also, it can incident at this point, it can be incident on this point at any point. So AF are different, but light from different points of the incident wavefront should take the same time to reach the corresponding points on the reflected wavefront. Means this time is not depending upon the position of F. So T should not depend upon AF. This is possible only if sine I minus sine R is equal to 0. Means if this time is independent of AF, means this term should be 0. Or I can write sine I is equal to sine R. Okay, if I am taking sine R on the right hand side, it will become sine I is equal to sine R, and this sign going to be cancelled, and we are left with I is equal to R. So this is what? This is called law of reflection. Now next proceed to laws of refraction at a plane surface. Let's see what happened during refraction. So this is the first medium and this is second medium. Light is traveling and it gets refracted, speed changes. In the first medium, speed is c1, and in the second medium, speed is c2. We know that during refraction, speed of light changes, right? So according to the wavefront or wave theory, what actually happening over there is like this. So each disturbance is proceeding at different angles, therefore bending occurs. Actually, wavelets are traveling in the second medium, right? So this is a diagram. A plane wave AB, this wave AB, is incident at an angle I. This is angle I at the surface P, P dash, separating medium 1 and medium 2. The plane wave undergoes refraction and CE represents the refracted wavefront. The figure corresponds to V2 less than V1. Obviously, the second medium is denser. Therefore, speed of light in the second medium is less than the speed of light in the first medium, so that the refracted waves bends towards the normal. So this is the case where second medium is optically denser, right? Now we are going to prove this law. Laws of refraction at a plane surface, again on the basis of Huygens principle. So this is the diagram. This is rarer medium, denser medium. This is incident light rays which get bent when it enters the second medium. So AB incident wavefront, here this AB is the incident wavefront, CD refracted wavefront, and XY is the refracting surface. Now again, if C be the speed of light, T be the time taken by light to go from B to C, this distance B to C, or A to D, this much distance. You can see here distance is bit less, reason being speed of light get decreased in the second medium, or E to G through F. So again E, F, G. So time taken by light to travel all these distances are same. So again we are going to take this distance to get the required result. So T is equal to again distance divided by speed. We have applied that formula. So here distance is EF divided by C, because here the speed of light is C. In the second medium, speed of light is V. Therefore, formula will be FG divided by V. So total time is T only. Now again we are going to see the triangle AEF. So in this triangle, EF is equal to EF sine I. So in place of EF, we have put this value. Similarly, in triangle FGC, FG is equal to FC sine R, because here theta is R, or angle is angle of refraction. So in place of FG, we have put the value FC sine R. Now we can write this equation as AC sine R divided by V plus AF sine I divided by C minus sine R divided by V. Now this is again because FC is equal to AC minus AF. This FC, this is equal to AC, this whole distance, minus AF, this distance. So we are left with this much distance, right? So we are going to put in place of FC AC minus AF, and this sine R is going to be multiplied with AC also, and this sine R is going to be multiplied by AF also, and ultimately we are going to get this result, right? Now, for rays of light from different parts on the incident wavefront, the values of AF are different. Again, the same reason that light can incident at this point, or it can be this point, or it can incident at this point. But the time taken by the light to travel the corresponding distance will be same. But light from different points of the incident wavefront should take the same time to reach the corresponding points on the refracted wavefront. So, T should not depend upon AF. This is possible only if sine I upon C minus sine R upon V is equal to 0. So, we can also say if sine I upon sine C is equal to sine R upon V, taking this term on right hand side. Afterwards, by cross multiplication, sine on one side and velocities on one side, we can get sine I upon sine R is equal to C upon V. Now students, C upon V, velocity of light in vacuum or air to the velocity of light in medium, is called refractive index. So this is what? This is law of refraction. So this is what we want to prove. Now, to prove first law of refraction or reflection, in both the cases, you have to only write that from the figure or from this diagram, we can see that the incident ray, the normal and the refracted, in case of reflection, the reflected ray, all can be drawn on the plane of paper. It proves that the incident ray, normal and the reflected ray or refracted ray all lies on the same plane. So these are the laws of reflection and refraction on the basis of Huygens principle. So these two diagrams you have to draw while proving these two laws. Let's answer these questions. Question number 1. State the Huygens principle. Question number 2. Discuss some postulates of the Huygens principle. Question number 3. Define a wavefront and secondary wavelets on the basis of Huygens principle. Question number 4. Derive or prove the laws of reflection of light using Huygens principle. And the fifth question is derive the laws of refraction of light using the Huygens principle. That's the end of the topic. Thank you.